with also sending it out to my email list. But that's something I got to work on.
Please. Yeah.
With also sending it out to, oh, there we go. We are live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hello, how are you? It is my favorite day of the week. It's Monday. TGIM, for those of you that are tuning in over there on YouTube land, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to join us. All you got to do is go to live.thelosttransition.com and you can join us live. So, hi, Dorea. Pleasure to see you. Be careful, drive safely. So, what we do is we meet here every Monday. We've been doing this for over 4 years. It's a Monday Mastermind taught to you from the Lost Transition. The way it works is we have those people that are in the audience panel that come up and we'll talk a little bit about their wins from last week. We like to celebrate people's success here. We like to know that what we're doing here is motivating people as well as inspiring them and moving them into action most of all, right? So we love to hear your wins. What did you accomplish last week, or what are you looking forward to this week? And then we have some slides that we're going to share, open it up for mastermind, any questions, comments, things like that. So it's a really good time. You should come see us every Monday. Have not missed a beat for over 4 years. I'm kind of proud of that. If something does happen, I was probably abducted by aliens or something else, something crazy and wild for me not to be here. But anyway, that's how the show runs. So appreciate y'all being here. Hello and good morning, Rita. Who wants to start us off or start the show off with some wins? I know somebody's got some wins. There you go, Vicky. Appreciate you, my friend. Go ahead. Let's kick the show off and have some fun.
Well, I think one of the biggest wins that I had this week is Elizabeth and I got in contact with each other better, and she's back, and I'm so happy about that. And we've been putting together all kinds of projects and stuff ever since, and the websites are coming along good, so I'm very happy about all of it.
Well, good, and congratulations. And it is a pleasure to see you here, Elizabetta. Honestly, it is. We missed you, and great to see you back. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you ladies will accomplish, especially in a team environment. When you have another person that you're working with, this life becomes a lot simpler, my friends. If you're out there and trying to do it all on your own, you can go a little wild. You might even pull out your hair and look like me. We don't want that.
Well, Elizabeth is very talented when it comes to the
Oh, I
design
know.
work and the AI. She can just kill it. So
I
she's
know.
doing good.
Good, good. Well, I'm glad that y'all are tag teaming together. Realistically, like seriously, teamwork makes the dream work. You know that. I always say that all
Yeah.
the time. So good. Congratulations and kudos to you ladies. Looking forward to seeing all the brilliant things y'all are going to collaborate and make happen. Awesome. Thank you for sharing. Who wants to go next? I would just listen, Vicky, know what I've been going through in the last few months. No worries, Elizabeth. I understand. I know also you were a little camera shy, so that's not a problem. We can read your comments as well. Thanks for being here, seriously. Anybody else got some wins they want to share?
I got
Virgil,
one. I'll
Doria?
go.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I'll go
Virgil.
for one. Uh, well, I'll start with what you ended. Teamwork makes the dream work. And on that aspect, I've been struggling with the teams that I was putting together. And I actually lost one completely. Uh, and it's actually a win because it was causing me more uh, uh, worry than the outcome. So it was actually a good it's a good coming of terms, right? When you're trying to build a team, you get really passionately involved in that process, and you put your side aside yourself. And often enough, if the environment gets toxic, you take on that effect without necessarily understanding that what you're carrying. And at the end of that, uh, synergy, I would say. It was actually, I felt a release. I'm like, okay, you know what? You don't necessarily need, if it's not happening in one way or another, and there is no fixing it, well, a nice goodbye is always a good win. And at the same time, I consolidated, did work with a new team, and it's the complete opposite. They are constantly calling for, okay, what are we doing today? And I'm like, wait a minute, I have to rearrange my schedule to actually align with their availability, which is great. We actually had a session this weekend, this Monday, no, Tuesday, which actually allowed me to start testing my equipment in-house in the avenue of doing photo sessions or content session for whatever type of fashion or music um, artist or entrepreneur, me myself included. This time around, I'm really putting forward my brand into all these conversations. So that was a big win. Uh, I got my internet back and I thought that I was going to be in shambles because I had to work through the stress of, well, everything was on standby, everything was falling behind. And when I got it, I thought that it was going to be complicated getting back into the mood, into the flow of things, but actually not. I was able to I won't say finalize the app, but last time we spoke, we were at version three, version three of the code when I lost my connection. And now in between Sunday and today, we're at version 8 of the code.
Oh,
So
goodness.
I've been putting in some work, and it's allowed me also to break into a new level of understanding. I'm getting more comfortable in these updates and environment real time and in these corrections as well. I learned to function with the agent and without the agent, which is a big win. It's giving me ideas into developing other type of brand. And I came about two great opportunities at the end of the week, at the beginning of this week as well, follow through, which I'm pretty sure are going to turn out to be great. Has to do with, oddly enough, fashion, 3D design, marketing, all the stuff I love, right? So I'm hoping that is, well, this is definitely going to pan out. And there's another thing I'll save that for next Monday. Since we're in this week, I'll see what happens. So all in all, I think the big win was staying positive through the hassle of being disconnected from the lab and still catching a few wins here and there, no matter the adversity, because it does get complicated, especially when you're working alone or working on different projects. Definitely, Vicky Elizabeth, I applaud you and keep your synergy together because you will accomplish things that one person can do alone with the synergy of a team. And it's fun. Uh, Working alone sometimes is not.
Hey man, and I could congratulate you because that was actually quite a bit that you gave us there, and it was a lot. Um, a little bit of feedback, like I wanted to say from what you were saying. It's interesting how one door closes, another one opens, right? Secondly, kudos to you for setting up your studio so that you can be more involved and more versed for what it is that you're doing. Just like, setting up your home office. All of those things are important,
Mhm.
especially if you're going to have potential clients come to you. And then the third thing that I wanted to mention, because we love to drop little gold nuggets and stuff around here. There was a post that I saw this morning from a guy by the name of Todd Falcone. I don't know if you know him or not. Very well known. I've known him for quite a while. And he said something this morning that was kind of prolific that is in line with what we're talking about here. He said a lot of folks, especially in network marketing, are out there talking to people that will listen. The difference is you should be talking to people that will actually move the needle. I thought that was pretty profound there. I'll say that again. It probably isn't verbatim, but the philosophy is still there. A lot of us marketers are out there talking to people that will listen instead of talking to people that will move the needle. So that to me just makes me think, yeah, even with the teamwork that you go out there and find the people that you want to work with, make sure there are people that will help you move that needle, or people that are there for you that you can communicate back and forth. I know I talk Rita's ear off on the daily, right? But it's good to have that source, right? Good to have teamwork. Like I said, teamwork makes the dream work. Two
That's all.
minds. and more are better than just one. So kudos to you, brother. That was a
That
lot.
that was so profound what you just quoted out there, and it's so true because when you speak to your team and they like to listen, but they don't act, they don't move the needle, then you end up talking into an empty room.
Yeah,
But when you
well,
move and
that
you get that reaction, oh wow.
well, therein lies a bigger problem, right? Where it comes more of the psychology and understanding teams and how to run them and things of that nature, right? And then understanding why that person isn't actually moving the needle, what their fear is, or what's stopping them from moving that needle, right? So there's a lot of inner work that needs to happen on that level. But again, if you're talking to people that are already out there moving the needle, then you don't have to worry about those other little concerns that we're talking about here briefly, right? So just food for thought for all of us that are out there watching. Drop, drop, drop the golden nuggets. Thank you for sharing, Virgil. Appreciate you being here. Anybody else got some wins they want to share? There she is. M&M's. I love it. It's like you have a different hat every time or decor. I love it.
I have tons of hats. That's Virgil's inspiration. Okay, so I'm repping the female side,
There you go.
the feminine side.
Get it, girl.
Okay, so to Virgil's point, congrats. And the toxic environment is something that definitely is a buzz killer. So congrats to you for getting that out of the way, and to Vicky as always, and Elizabeth. Yep, good to see you back, girl. We did worry about what was going on with you. Well, this is on the metaphysical side, just a little bit. How does this happen? There was a lady about a year and a half ago I friended because on the LinkedIn page they had the green thing like something to hire. So I threw that little sticker around my picture, and so I got some resumes, and hers was one of them. We chatted for a bit. It wasn't a good fit, and it's so funny. I was thinking about her yesterday. Maybe it's not funny, but guess what? She appeared, and I wasn't even talking about her. I just saw her resume, and then she pops up in my feed, like in the stories. How does that happen? Like, I wasn't even following her. Maybe the phone is listening. Okay, so done with that side. I did get my tag renewed, a little sticker on your car. That's not really a big deal, but it is when it's using technology. The grocery store has kiosks, and
Okay.
you could go in and
Yeah.
put in your info, right? Yeah. So
Mm.
that and my license. I don't think I'll be renewing my license again because I think I'll be too way up there to drive. I don't want to see an 80-year-old driving. So, yup. I have my last Munchkin launching today,
Ooh.
and I'm excited about that. Then the next phase is the presentation, and in the meantime, I'll be giving away some stuff. In the meantime, I did do some cleaning, some purging, and some shredding so I could have my space non-toxic, non-junky, too much stuff around. And I also created a contract for one of my clients. He's a DJ, and I used ChatGPT to create it. And he's one of the Legal Shield clients, so he can. I said, send it to your attorney, so he can look it over for any holes or anything that might be in it that are not in your favor. So he's very happy, and those are my wins.
I love it. I love it. Did you happen to get paid for that little task there?
Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Using AI to earn an income. Gotta love it. Love it. That was a lot. Kudos to you, girl. Thank you for sharing.
And don't take all the credit for talking people's ears off, because I talk yours off as well. So thanks for listening.
It's good to have somebody in your corner, that's for sure. Thank you. Thank you for being here and thank you for sharing, my friend. Anyone else have any wins they want to share? Drea, how you doing over there?
Doing good. I just pulled over. Just in
Yay.
case you were gonna say something to me, I had a
Oh,
feeling.
listen, I got a call on you, man. I want to know what's going on, girl, over there. Talk to us.
Oh Lord. Okay, so the first week of the month is normally very busy for me. So I'm back to back meetings during this time slot and
Uh-huh.
training. So last week, we had our Veteran Service Council meeting. I met another lady veteran. We just happened to talk, and I said, why don't you, sit in my meeting? You just be, observe, and so you can kind of see what we do. We're about the culture committee, whatever. So I let her sit in, and we were going over putting on a welcome event for the first timers who came to the Coffee Bunker. For those who don't know, it's a place for veterans to connect and to military veterans to connect and get some resources, different things like that, hang out, have lunch, whatever. And so we're going to do a welcome event. We were planning it with my team. And I didn't realize we had over 800 people come to the Coffee Bunker last year. So that kind of was like, oh, wow, because our facility barely holds maybe 50, 55.
You
But
understand?
it was really great. She was so appreciative to know that there was somebody behind the scenes, organization that she didn't know exists, that was an extension of that veterans facility that was working on helping and connecting, because a lot of these veterans, of course they need help, but the most thing they need is connection. They need fellowship. They need a place and a space to just to be. And so I noticed that was something that was missing, and was complaining and decided that's the reason why I got involved, to try to create that. So that was really great. And to see someone else outside the group, to be so grateful. I don't know how I met her. We just started talking, and I was just like, you know what, just come on over, So very, very good. It's very relevant. I needed that to help me push through my cyclic type of emotional states I could be in sometimes. Also, I Wednesday I went to I met the CEO of Bama Pie, and they have one main client. Can anybody guess who it is?
No. You?
McDonald's.
Oh, wow.
They they're the ones that supplies the apple pies and all that stuff for McDonald's.
Okay.
Um, her dad, she's the third generation. Her dad sold about 20% of the business, but 80% worldwide. That one facility in Tulsa, Oklahoma provides. Well, there's different plants across the world, but this is the home base. They're from here, and it was great to meet her. It was a mostly girl staff, which was like, wow, it was just amazing. And their philosophy that they don't do FTEs, they don't use HR, they use human languages, and it was just the culture and how they do things. And it was really great to see their systems. And I'm telling you, if I was working, I would love to work for them. But what it did was, we did get a chance to talk, and they were like, hey, this system, not too many people are using it, but they're interested in. If you want to learn, there's an opportunity for you to learn the system and be able to add that as a part of your consulting business, because there's a lot of people learning it's called the Deming um, cycle. And so it was great. It was just a great meeting. It was great meeting these wonderful, powerful people, international business leaders, just to be able to talk to them, have some one-on-one time, and just be inspired about, for the people that are doing things, moving and shaking in their world. So I think those
I
were
love
good.
that. I love that. And congratulations. You do what we were just talking about. You're at least connecting with people that are moving the needle, and you don't know where where that relationship is going to go, which is more of a beautiful thing. And in retort to Rita, because I really didn't say too much on your stuff, and in conjunction with Dorea, I don't believe in coincidences. Right? I believe that everything happens for a reason. And I go back to the energy, right? So what is your energy saying? And if you're not aware and you don't know who your ideal avatar is, then they'll never show up. Right? It goes back to the whole red car principle that I talk about. It's all, again, psychology. When you understand these things, then next thing you know, now you're like Neo in the Matrix and you're looking at somebody's name on a piece of paper, and next thing you know, they pop up. Could they be listening on your phone? Probably, but I don't think that that's exactly what it is. I really don't, right? There's been so many times in my life to where I'll think of somebody and they will pick up the phone. My mother is a prime example of that, right? Putting out the thought and that energy out to the universe, right? So kudos to you, Dorea, all those moving and shaking that you're doing. And especially even better that you see something like that that will keep you moving, right? It's nice to see that. But you should know, trust, and believe that there's no reason for you to stop what you're doing, Duran. Just keep pushing forward, girlfriend. Keep pushing forward. Rita, you got something to add?
Yeah, I gotta give her kudos because of what I heard. She was just having a conversation,
Right.
and that was natural and normal. And I recognize that some people struggle, but when she said, "Oh, we were just talking," and that, it was like, yeah, that you got it. You just got to have more of those. But it wasn't like I'm looking for you to do da 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 da. It was just a simple conversation. So kudos to you, and I am on definitely on board with Coach saying, because I will say this: there are people that I miss that are not on the calls every week. Most people are here. You're not as consistent, and I understand. And you talk about your life, and you've got a child and children now that you just got, you know. So kudos to you for doing that. But I do miss because the the steps that you're making towards what you're doing, it is working. So just keep coming and keep doing because it's coming.
Amen. Amen to that.
And you talk about chances. There's this lady. I parked in front of the store, or whatever. This lady, she thought this was her car while you were talking. She almost opened the door. I'm looking. She's looking at me like,
I've
I
done
bet,
that too.
I bet that would be an interesting conversation on the phone.
Oh wait, when I was giving away some clothes and I didn't know who the person was, and then all of a sudden, the tag on the back of the car had the same name, my name, and I'm like, I guess that's who I'm supposed to be talking to. So she pulls into the same shopping center I'm going into, and I'm like, excuse me, I'm just, oh my God, yes, I could use those. I was like, how weird does that get? Don't I?
I love those
beautiful.
synchronicity moments, if you will,
Yeah.
whatever you want to call them. I
And
love
thank
those
you so
type of
much,
moments.
Peter. Thank you, Robert, as well. Thank you, guys.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being close to the fire, my friend. I love it. So I got a couple wins and then I got some slides for you. A very important win. Pay close attention. I'm going to need everybody's help. Confirmed our guests for next week. I told y'all we might have a guest. Confirmed. Yay! I have a guest for next week. I'll let you guys in on it. A little secret. Secret, not secret. It's my friend Anil Gupta who wrote this book, Immediate Happiness. Those of you that have been around me a while, you hear me talk about awareness. Even though I knew and understood awareness, being in the military and all that, it wasn't until I read that book about 6 or 7 years ago, while I was off grid when all that COVID stuff was happening, that it really stood out to me to understand what awareness really meant. Right. And with that, over the past 6 or 7 years, that's why I try to teach that. But awareness didn't do anything or will do nothing if there's not action behind that awareness, right? So Rita and I were briefly talking about that. Yeah, interesting how it's two A words. Yeah, awareness and action. Those two things together have made a huge, huge difference in my life. So next week, invite somebody and take the go to my page. There's a an invite there. Share the invite. Let's get the word out. I would love to have as many people on next week as we possibly can. It's the first time that we've ever had a guest like this. He's very well known. He's known as the Love Doctor. So those of you that have relationship problems, or you know somebody that has relationship problems, I'm sure that he will speak about that. Next week, if I remember correctly, we're going to be talking about consistency. So I just want him to weave in consistency on the things that he's doing. And he's a man that he doesn't work. That's his job is what his passion is, what he's been called to do, which is, Anil Gupta, the Love Doctor and author of Immediate Happiness. So I'm very pleased to have him come visit with us next week. So get the word out, help us, okay? Really good dental checkup last week. Got to mention that. Feeling pretty good. Finally getting the dentist in. Teeth are looking whiter and brighter. So good report on that. Got a lot more accomplished on the website. I wasn't able to show the website Friday like I wanted to. I had to cancel that only because I knew that it wasn't where I wanted it to be. Saturday, though, we did go through it with the inner circle. Showed them a few things on what we have. A couple of other little fixes that I have should be ready to show by this Friday if all goes well over this week, which it should. So I'm excited about that.
I'm sorry, did you say if?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm just listening.
When, man. Good check. Good check. You keep me in check there. I love it. So it should happen. But those are my wins. So I'm excited about this week. I'm looking forward to next Monday as well. So again, do us the kind favor and get the word out and have everybody be here tomorrow or next Monday, excuse me. With that being said, let me switch over and let's get some slides going here. Because I got some slides for y'all. And this is, as I mentioned when we first started, week 6. Your morning owns your day. Now, before I get started, like I briefly said, don't think you know what I'm going to say in these slides because, there's some layers to this stuff if you've been around me and you know me long enough. But ultimately, what I want you to put in your head, we talked a little bit about these things, not specifically that what you're going to see here today. Talked a little bit about them last year, and some of it contained, if you guys remember, we're here, different things that we could do, not only in the morning, but also at night, right? So that we could change the way that our life is working, so that we can help manifest more. Remember that? Anybody? Rita, you remember that stuff, right? All right, Virgil does. Cool. What I want to talk to you guys today about and think about and potentially incorporate, if you're not doing already, is building a morning routine that sets you up for success. Part of the reason this is not only because it's in the curriculum of the 52-week that we have prepared for everybody, but this beginning part for weeks 1 through 8 is a lot of the mindset that goes behind becoming an entrepreneur, being able to go from that job to that time freedom, and in essence, be able to do something that you're passionate about and get paid for. Whether it's just creating a document using artificial intelligence and you're doing that all day long or not. One thing that I forgot to mention before I got into these slides, listening to everybody's wins, is there's a lot of people out there that, believe it or not, or even have an identity crisis. Like there's a group, I won't mention the group that I'm in, but a woman posted today and she's mid 40s. I don't know if you want to call it a midlife crisis or anything like that, but in essence, just she would be a prime candidate. So I reached out just to talk and try to help her out. But ultimately, having an identity crisis and not knowing what she wants to do with her life, right? part of what we talk about, what we teach here, is to find something that you're passionate about or something that you're good about or good with and do what you can to monetize that. Part of even doing that is building a morning routine that sets you up for success in going the direction that you want to go in, right? That first step is awareness. Haha. So the first hour decides everything that you do for your day. I don't know about you all. Uh, I can say yes, I have sleep apnea every now and then. I have problems sleeping. It might just be the energy in me. Many times it's like I'm just excited. There's more to do. Body wants to, you know, lay down and sleep, but the mind is like, let's go. Right? And if you guys don't know, I don't drink coffee, right? I just spring out of bed and we move into action. I guess a lot of that could be considered part of the military as well, right? Because in essence, those of you guys will know what I'm talking about. Because the military has been so wired into me at a young age. You know, it was like you'd be sleeping, they could come in there, bang on the garage on the garbage can, like you see in the movies, say, "Wake up, let's go, let's go, let's go," and you had to literally get up and go, right? And I remember the commercials that say from the military, the army, or maybe you guys might remember these. We do more before 9 a.m. than most people do all day, right? Remember those commercials? I felt that and I've done that. I've just been, I guess, kind of intertwined in my DNA since I went into the military. Like I've always been a morning person, so it's easy for me to get up and move about. But here's the thing, right? Most people wake up and they react. What do we do? The first thing that we do? Oh, let me go on Facebook. Let me see who liked my last post. Let me get that drop of dopamine because really that's what it is. We're looking for that dopamine hit because we're all addicts, whether you choose to believe it or not. But we're out there and we're trying to put out fires, scrolling news. Oh my God. Last thing I want to do first thing in the morning is see news cross my face. But by 9 a.m., you've already given your best energy to everyone else's priorities and none of yours, right? We did talk about this a little bit last year, like even making a morning routine of maybe doing some yoga or some sound therapy or Rita, at one point in time, I believe you were talking about going in your garden, right? Things of that nature. Successful entrepreneurs know a secret and they know how to win their morning and win their day. Win your days, and then you win your life, right? So I said all that to say, like, there's many times that I'll wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I like that time in the morning. My wife knows, and she might be watching on YouTube, hopefully. Hi, honey. I love you. Um, but she knows, like, that morning time where there's no one around, there's no distractions. That's when I can get the most work done. Right? So I'll wake up, I'll jump out of bed, I'll go do my thing, and then I come into my office, and then the first thing I do is I check my emails. I'm looking for positive, responsive emails, maybe sign-ups to my list, those kind of things. I get rid of all that clutter. And then, of course, I think about, okay, what's my day going to consist of? For me, even on these Monday masterminds, I'm a week ahead. Ha ha. I learned last week or last year that most Mondays, because I was kind of relaxing on Sundays, most Mondays, I was finding I was having to jump out of my butt to try to make sure that everything was done within time for our Monday masterminds, right? So again, awareness, took action, pre-planned, stay a week ahead. And if you know what you're going to do a week in advance, hello, here's the gold nugget tip, hint, hint, hint. Look at your calendar, right? What are you going to be doing? Like, I know what I'm doing tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning is massage and chiropractic. I know what I'm doing the next day, right? Even on that Monday, you should know what you're doing for that week. so that at the very beginning of the day, you can do whatever you need to mentally prepare yourself, if nothing else. I know Wednesday is going to be an interesting and exciting day for me. I'm going to have to mentally prepare myself for the day that I'm going to have, even though the encounter that I'm going to have that day may only be 15, 20 minutes. It's going to be very important, right? So there's some preparation that needs to have, which I've already prepared for, right? That's all in starting my day. So what do I have? What do I need before I get onto social media and start being bombarded by all of these other things? What do I need to accomplish so that I'm ready for Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? If it's something that I need for next week, what am I doing maybe one piece at a time to make sure that it all gets done before that day, right? These are just things that run through my mind and how I piece them together. Mind you, I have ADD, okay? ADHD, whatever you want to call it. I jokingly say that. I've never been clinically diagnosed. And my thought is that that's just a label because they don't understand how people like myself that have ADD or ADHD think. Our minds move very fast. It's like taking that channel, click, 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 click through the television stations. Yet most of you, if I went and clicked so fast, you wouldn't identify with maybe three or four channels when I would see like seven or eight of them. You know, it's just wired differently. And now that I'm thinking about this, I got to throw in a joke. Those of you that know about the 1 point away from genius, I was watching uh, an episode of Ancient Aliens today, believe it or not, and they were talking about this guy who all of a sudden now he can see and draw geometric patterns by hand, which is something that most people can't do, and it all came because of a traumatic brain injury, and that's my excuse. I had a traumatic brain injury growing up. I had multiple throughout my life, so my brain was rewired at different times throughout my life. Right? But back to the story, right? How you start your day really means everything. So, which one describes yours? I want you to look at both of these sides. You have the left side and the right side. How many of you wake up to an alarm? Raise your hand or say yes. Yes? Okay. It's okay if you do. Thankfully, I don't. Thankfully, I don't have to. How many of us immediately check your phone? I will raise my hand on that one. I'm guilty of that one. And normally it's only to see what time it is. Just so we're clear. It's dark in the bedroom. We got blackout shades.
Okay, I'm the 50-50, so I'll say this for half because it scares me when I wake up. I have to look at my phone to see what day it is because I don't know some days.
That makes sense. How many of you scroll social media in bed? I'm not raising my hand to that. I don't do that. Um, how many of you rush through getting ready for your day? Okay. How many of you skip breakfast or grab junk? All right. Appreciate everybody being honest. How many of you start your day stressed and behind? I can't help it. It just kind of makes me laugh, right? And look about it and think about it. Many of us do these things because we're in that reactive mindset versus proactive. And believe it or not, I didn't even plan it this way. It's just the way the slides came out. But I love, and I've learned many years ago the difference between proactive and reactive, right? There's a huge difference. If you want to say something, Vicky, you can. Go ahead.
I think that I can see that I'm moving from reactive to more proactive in a lot of ways.
Good.
So, and I think that's very, very, very important.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and it's cool to realize, okay, I'm not here anymore. This is where I used to be. I'm
Yes.
over here now. Woohoo! So
Give me
I'm happy
goosies,
about that.
girl. You're giving me goosies. So let's look at the proactive side. How many of you wake up before you have to? I'll raise my hand to that one because I do. Phone stays off for the first hour. I can't raise my hand to that because, as I said, I'll look at my phone and see what time it is, use the light so I can see where I'm going in the house and not trip over any animals. But then I'm outside smoking a cigarette on social media. So now I have that awareness because we're talking about this. Now I need to do what I can and take action to stay off that phone for that first hour, right? How many of you have an intentional routine? Mind, body focus. Maybe you do wake up in the morning and you do meditate, right? Sometimes, Rita says, right? Sometimes, right? How many of you prepare mentally for the day? How many of you fuel your body properly? I want to say I do. The wife takes care of me, right? How many of you start your day focused and in control? It kind of makes, should I raise my hand on that one? Right? So those are, oh my God, this is so much fun. Oh, making me cry. I'm laughing so much.
Look, on that first when you said wake up before you have to, I don't want to wake up at 3 a.m., but I do.
Yeah, me,
So it's not that I want to, and I'm not going to get up because I'm tired.
yeah, me too, girl. Trust me. I
I've
feel you.
tried. I've tried getting up at 3 and waking the household up. No.
Well, that's where I got to tell my mind. I look at the clock and say, no, no. Throw my ass back in bed and go back to sleep, right?
Yeah. How long does it take you to go back to sleep?
Normally, if I say no like that, I literally have to say, no, it's too early. Go back to bed. It doesn't take me long at all, but it's only good and lasts for maybe an hour or two.
It takes me 2 hours to go back to sleep,
Oh no,
which
no,
is why I'm on the scrolling in the mornings.
yeah, no, yeah. We got to figure out your brain accessing power and how much you can access per day.
I don't go to bed till 5 a.m. A 2 hour nap and then wake up and then go back to bed and wake
That's
up at around.
okay. Hey, that's okay too. Funny enough, I used to say naps are for old people, but man, there's sometimes you need a nap, man. Especially if you're an entrepreneur. And I gotta put it out there too, because those of you that know me. I'll tell you too, when I stop moving, I am literally like Newton's law of motion, you know what I mean? The moment I stop thinking and working online and there's not something input into my brain, it's like instant narcolepsy. It's like, I just want to go pass out. The wife was like, "Can we watch a movie together?" I said, "I don't know. Can you find a good one that'll keep me awake?" It's got to keep me interested. My mind wants to, like, I don't know. That's just, again, the way my mind is wired to where it wants to consume the information, right? Anyways, think about those differences though there, right? Reactive, if you notice, you have that spatial awareness to notice whether you're being reactive or proactive in the morning, right? So why does it matter though? The brain, again, we talk a lot about psychology around here, right? But the brain is wired for morning success. And remember, we've talked about things like it's not wired for success itself, it's wired for survival. But if you wire your morning for success, then your day will be successful, right? Even if you run into issues throughout your day and you know how to overcome those issues, which, tend to be here nor there, depending on how you accept what's being fed to you, right? You wire yourself in the morning for whatever you're gonna face for that day. That's when your willpower is the highest because you just woke up, right? That's where your cortisol is at its peak. It's a natural energy, except for maybe some of y'all that might need 12 cups of coffee. I don't know. I don't need that. But compound effect also happens. You'll have small little wins that will create a little bit of momentum. Again, as mentioned at the very beginning, the world is still asleep. I have silence in the morning. Nobody's there to bother me. My mind gets to race and all my creative fluidity gets to go on canvas, especially with AI. Rita jokingly says, I don't know where you come up with these ideas. That's where I come up with them. In the early morning, ooh, I'm getting goosies on that one. Early in the morning when I'm most inspired, right? When my cortisol is the highest, when I'm ready to just figure out, okay, well, what are we going to do today? What's the message that needs to go out? Who are we going to talk to? All those things, right? But the bottom line, your first hour is your most valuable hour. Right? Most people waste it. They really do. Protect it like your business, and even better, your life depends on it because it does. So if we can go and maybe wake up an hour, not saying you have to, but if you're waking up to an alarm clock, maybe set that alarm clock for 1 hour before. And this has been said many times. I've heard it from many people. You want to be more productive, wake up earlier. Heck, I know some of the most successful people, as an example, wake up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, right? Mr. Wahlberg, I know he's one of them. 3 to 4 o'clock in the morning, he's up there hitting the gym, doing his day. It's okay to go to bed at 10 o'clock. I go to bed at 10 o'clock, you know? You don't have to stay up until 12 or 1 and think that you're going to miss something like a little kid in school, right? Have your own routine so that you get enough rest and then you wake up early enough so that you can conquer whatever the beginning portion of your day needs to be conquered, especially if you're working a job at the particular point in time. Do the things that are important to you before you had to go do the things that are important to you. Imagine that, right? Here's the move framework that we're going to set to you guys. Take a snapshot, write it down, whatever you need to do. Okay. We know it works. It's called move. We're going to call it move. Imagine that. First thing in the morning, we're going to move. So, first thing with the M is the mindset. What are we doing for 10 to 15 minutes? Let's take that first hour that we're talking about, set it aside for us to move. First 10 to 15 minutes, what are we going to do? Meditate, maybe prayer, maybe journaling. How many of you journal? I know some of you guys journal, don't you? Maybe you'll do affirmations or maybe gratitude. I know every morning that's part of my, when I wake up and spring out of bed, woo, thank you, Lord, for another day to do it as you see fit. Amen. That's, I know you're laughing, Rita, but that's how I wake up. That's literally how I wake up every single morning. Every single morning. So it's included in there, right? There's the praying, there's the affirmation, there's gratitude. All of it's within that first, and it doesn't even take me 10 to 15 minutes. See my point? It doesn't take long to move, and it doesn't take much to move into action, and it doesn't have to take minutes, it could take seconds. Remember what I'm here to do? I'm here to tear things apart, see how they work, and make them easier for you. You don't have to spend 10, 15 minutes, just even something towards it. Then how about, oh, the optimize? Move your body. Walk, stretch, work out, dance, whatever gets the blood flowing, right? Get in motion. Object in motion will stay in motion, right? That's what I was trying to say earlier. And if not, then, narcolepsy kicks in. V is vision. Review your goals for the day. Read your vision. Look at your dream board if you have one. If you don't, consider building one. Reconnect with your why. Why are you sitting down in front of your computer today? What is that even all about? Do we even know, or is it just there because, well, we're going to have to answer some emails today and we're going to have to respond and, well, we got to put a social media post out there? Or is there actually some intention behind what it is that you're doing? If you have no intention, then you probably shouldn't be doing it. Right? We need to rewire the brain and the way you're thinking and how you're doing things. And then the E is execute. Oh, or same thing as move into action, right? Work on whatever your number one priority is before checking email or messages. One focused task. Eat the frog first. I don't know if you guys know about eating the frog, right? I prefer to call it eating the elephant and just doing it one bite at a time. So now we're putting this out there. It's move, mindset, optimize, vision, execute. I need to now think, okay, in the morning when I wake up, Rob, you're gonna do the same thing you were doing when you woke up and sprung out of bed. You're gonna be thankful. You're gonna be grateful. I'm gonna need to do something to walk or stretch or work out, get my blood moving. Maybe it's some, maybe it's some side straddle hops, some jumping jacks in the morning. I don't know. I need to do something. Anyway, my goals are typically reviewed the night before, and like the night before, I know what I need to do the next day and the morning of, and then work on those things, right? How many of you think you could do this? Right? Not super difficult task. Simple things that we can do to change the way we act. We'll feel better. We'll get more accomplished. That'll help with the confidence. That'll come with the energy that we exude to the universe that brings us all the beautiful things that we want and need. Amen. Amen. So here's the number one morning killer. I love doing this because we can tell you all these great things, but we also want to show you and tell you the bad things, right? So you know when you have that identity awareness and not have an identity crisis, shall we say. The number one morning killer, checking your phone first thing. Man, I know it's a tough habit, and it's going to be tough for many of us to break. But here's what happens. We train our brain to react instead of saying, no, I'm in control. Not the social media that's been programmed into my brain because it's happened. It happens to all of us. I'm not sitting here saying I'm better than anybody else. It happens. I just admit it. I pick up the phone, I look at it, right? But here's the rule we're going to try to work on, all right? No phone for the first 60 minutes. So we're going to wake up. Maybe we look at our time. Okay, great. We're going to put it there. And then let's focus on that first 60 minutes of us. What do we need to do, right? Your morning belongs to you, not your inbox, not your social media. Okay? Try this. Charge your phone outside the bedroom. Use a real alarm clock. The world can wait 60 minutes. I like that. I like the world can wait 60 minutes thing. Yeah, that's going to be tough for me, I know, but I'm going to seriously attempt. And I trust that you guys will also attempt. And then let us know. Did this help, right? Because number one, I want to know that when we're coming together on these Monday mornings, that they're actually benefiting you, that you're getting value from it, that you are moving forward. I can tell you, Rita could tell you, and the people that are here every week can tell you, and they see the difference in everybody that comes here, the ones that keep showing up to the fire, right? We can see those differences. So try it. You might like it. Let's talk about building the routine itself. Right? Start small. I talk about this a lot when it comes to goal setting because goal setting sucks because most people just don't know how to set goals. Right? Yeah, you want to start small, stack habits, and stay consistent. Um, I want to ask Vicky, are you still smoke free? Is that a yes or a no?
Yes, I have not had cigarettes now for, I don't know, 6 months to 9 months. I don't remember the exact date it was, but I'm proud of myself.
I'm proud of you too because
It
I need
might
to.
be actually close to 10 months now.
I'm proud of you too because that's something I need to quit too. My
Hmm.
point is, and why I asked that way, is that she started small. And even though it might have been lack of funds, whatever it was, she still got it in her mind that she was not going to be smoking. And then she started stacking the habit of not smoking, and then she stayed consistent. That's what I want to
But I
point.
felt like a big hypocrite, is what it really was, because here I'm promoting health and wellness and mindset, and here I am doing the worst possible thing you could for your body. So, and so that like played a toll in it. But there was actually one of the products that I was taking that curbs your sugar and carbs. Well, I found that it also that that nicotine fit or whatever that you'd have, the craving,
Yeah,
it helped carbs that too. So I thought that was pretty cool.
nice.
So it worked and finally so
Good. Well, congratulations. I might need to find out what that is that you try. But for me, like I know a lot of it's mindset, right? For me, I've just been a smoker. I've been smoking for way too long. It's part of my habit and routine, right? That's again, this is why we're talking about building a routine that can break cycles or habits. But start with 15 minutes or even a few seconds. Don't try to build like a 2 hour routine. Okay, this is what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do our yoga here, and then we're gonna do our breath work here, and in this middle 15 minutes, don't try to overwhelm yourself with what you're gonna try to do, is what I'm getting at. Start small, write down a few things that you want to do within that first hour, and see how they fit into your life. Right? See how you can stack those habits into your life and then maybe prepare the night before. You heard me say earlier, I always think about what I have to do the next day. I already know. Like, okay, tomorrow's Saturday or Sunday. All right, I know it's a chill day. I'm going to play video games and do nothing, you know? Or it's Monday through Friday, I'm doing this, that, or the other, right? Maybe prepare the night before. Lay out your clothes, set up coffee. I know this might sound funny and weird. Maybe, maybe not. I know you might have heard this. But there's successful people that do that. They lay out their clothes. They know what they're going to wear the next day, especially if you know it's going to be an important day. I.e., I know Wednesday I'm going to have to dress up. I'm going to have to actually put some pants on and put a button-up shirt and stuff, you know? Prepare the night before, though, right? If you're more prepared, and that's just again too part of the military, the more prepared you are, the better it is for you, right? The easier it is. You know, I look at it from a battle perspective. If you're not ready for battle, well, that's how lives are taken, right? That's how people die. Anyway, third is anchoring to existing habits, right? After you pour your coffee, journal for 5 minutes. Maybe that's how you add to what it is that you want to add. Stack whatever the new habits are onto ones that you already have, and that'll help you, is what I'm saying, right? If you take a bad habit and you replace it with a good habit and it's consistent with another good habit, it's easier for you to continue on that good habit. Just the same to be said that if you're doing a sale, don't stop at that sale. Make the next connection, make the next conversation. And maybe that next conversation is a no. All right, now that you got the no, now take your break, right? I got to slip that in there because the universe is telling me to say this. And part of this is going back to, me teaching you guys about 5 conversations per hour. My mentor would always say, man, you get a yes. Don't stop on that yes and celebrate. Be happy about it, but go to the next door, go to the next conversation because you're taking that energy off of that yes and you're moving it with you. Again, we're talking about energy, psychology, all those crazy, cool, fun things, but they work if you understand how they work and how they combine, they work together, right? So start with 15 minutes, prepare the night before, anchor to existing habits that you have now. That'll help you out. Win your morning, you win your day, right? Win your days and you'll win your life. The battle is won or lost literally before breakfast. And I don't know how long it takes you to make breakfast, but 1 hour of your time in the morning can definitely benefit your entire life. So, with that being said, I want you to own your morning this week, your assignments are to design your mornings, right? Write out your ideal morning using Move or create your own, whatever. Whatever you want to do. We're not going to make you do it, right? But keep it under 60 minutes. Be specific about what you'll do and when. It'd be great to hear from you guys on what you guys decided. I'd love to hear some feedback from some of the other tasks that we're giving you throughout the week on Mondays as well. Phone challenge, no phone for the first 60 minutes after waking up. Try it for 7 days straight, right? Charge it outside of your bedroom. Notice how different your mornings feel when you're not chained to that phone. Number three, wake up 15 minutes earlier. This says 15, but I don't know about you. I'd rather wake up an hour earlier. An hour gives me a lot of time to do all these things that we're talking about, right? Within this move campaign, it just gives me more time. to get my thoughts together, get everything situated for my day, if you will. So how about you guys? What are your biggest takeaways? I want to just ask you guys for 1 or 2 minutes. I know we went over already, but 1 or 2 more minutes and then I got a final reminder slide. Anybody got some takeaways from this? What will you do differently this week?
Well, me, it's more of doubling down on a commitment that I have in the midst of all the chaos and the red flags. I do tend to take an hour when I wake up.
Good.
I heard that practice, or I started that practice a couple of years ago, the miracle hour in the morning.
Love it.
Whatever is happening, when I wake up, I need that hour alone, just recapping on what I've done yesterday, what is before me, any weird dreams that I had. But I need that hour so that I can connect with the objectives of the day, especially when you're in a whirlwind of things. So I'm definitely gonna do that now with more of that move
More intense.
mentality. And at the end of that hour, add these other parts of that move letter that I wasn't committing to.
Love it.
Definitely a good breakfast. And yeah, I 100% on what you're saying. I felt it for a long time, and I'm living it even harder I lived it even harder this week. Your morning and the way you get up or start your day sets the tone for everything else.
See, I bet it
Whether it's
wasn't.
just the mood. Sorry?
I bet it wasn't what you thought it was going to be today, huh?
No. But I'm very, very positively inspired once again, because it's a confirmation that what you think you should be doing is actually the consensus and the rule of those who achieve success. Sometimes we build ourselves this puzzle of how we're gonna get to success, but it's really just adhering to consistency and the right exercises, and that's a winning one. Love the acronym too. Move.
Yeah. Amen on the consistency, right? I want you guys to remember that your morning doesn't happen to you. You create it. Boom. Holy crap. Drop the gold nugget there. You created it. So think about those things that you might be going through in the morning. Think about how those might be negatively impacting your day versus positively impacting your day. Because every successful entrepreneur protects their first hour like gold. It's not a coincidence. That's strategy. That's what Virgil just said. And you didn't even know what this next slide was going to be. Tomorrow morning, make a different choice, right? Just simply make a different choice. Remember, you're the one that writes out how you want your future to be. Next week, I want you guys again to join us, obviously, but invite. We're going to talk about the power of consistency. I'm not going to have a whole lot of slides because we're going to have a special guest, as I mentioned to you guys. My dear friend Anil Gupta, who's known as the Love Doctor. He will be with us next week. So I do highly encourage you to go to my Facebook page, find the event, go RSVP, say you're going to be there, say you're looking forward to it, hit the share button, put it out there and say, hey, my friend said you need to be on this Monday Mastermind. All right? If y'all do that for us, we definitely appreciate it. Other than that, any other final words, thoughts, or conclusions?
Yeah, it was great. You know, it reminded me I'm in a part of a rehab program,
Okay.
which is really cool, and it has nothing to do with drugs and alcohol. It's based on you know, how we've been conditioned to fail, and so this is more of a spiritual one. So we get up and pray the first, you know, same exact thing, but it was more on the spiritual level. You know, call out to Lord Jesus, thank him for waking you up, have breath. You know, that's your same thing that you do for your meditation and all that other stuff. But it was really great because I didn't realize that I had addictions. And our addictions are our bad habits, regardless of what it is. You know, when you think of rehab, you're thinking about, oh, something's really broke. And it's like, well, you don't really understand that if you're not successful on the path that you are, you know, and you're addicted to the bad habits that are causing the results that you're getting. In order to change that, yes, not only do you need to replace it with something stronger than that addiction, but also you need to destroy the network. Because just like how you were saying, Robert, you smoke, but it's not just about quitting smoking. It's the network. It's all the mind, all the little tentacles that goes along with building up to that actual motion and what you think about and what it does for your body and your brain and stuff. So there's a network that is supporting our bad decisions, and there's a network that's also supports our good decisions, and how we have to recognize not only the action but the network behind it. So this was a great reminder, and it's really cool that I'm in a rehab program and I don't even do drugs or alcohol. It's so relevant. It is
Hey,
so relevant.
you know
It's
what?
awesome.
I love that. Thank you for saying that. You know what? Really, if you're an entrepreneur, you're in a rehab program anyway. It's called personal development. Hello. Hi. My name is personal development. Will you answer the door? And it ties into, the whole thing that I've been talking about, awareness, and this circles back beautifully to next week with Anil Gupta. Because as I mentioned, I knew awareness. I had situational awareness, right? That's the word that Dorea will understand. Situational awareness from being in the military, but I didn't have situational awareness from a civilian point of view, from people around me or in my life, the animals, just everything, right? So I thank Anil Gupta for his book, Immediate Happiness, which brought that to my attention, to which then led me to taking and figuring out the awareness. And then, okay, well, once you have the awareness, you should take action, right? Brings me back to all the different things that have been wired into my brain, like good, better, best, never let it rest till you good is better and your better is best, right? Like when you know better, you should do better. All right? Little things like that. So I do trust that you will get the word out. Help me because I'm only one man. Help me get the word out next week. We'd love to have a great audience for Anil Gupta, the Love Doctor. And on that note, love each and every one of you guys. Thanks for showing up and being close to the fire. Go kick some ass, take some names. So we'll see you guys on How To Tuesday, How To Wednesday, and next Monday. Tutu, love you. Bye bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.